What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Legion on Zoom. This being a very special episode because it is our second, count 'em, fucking 2 season finale. A more refined person would say it's our season finale part 2. And on that note, this is Ches.
Yes. Glad you brought that up, Ches. And this is Miguel. We're excited to bring our completely arbitrary, just came up with a few hours ago, season finale for season 2. And then we'll be coming back full force, I believe, with different kind of numbering. Is that correct, fellow LOC or Rod?
Yeah, and this is Rod. So I think it's fitting because we're going to review the season finale of the first season of Loki for all time, always. So beautiful. So, yeah, and it's completely arbitrary, but we're thinking about going to just legacy numbering, right? At this point, the seasons thing is just completely random.
You guys keep saying it's arbitrary, but I'm gonna go out there and say that by the time we're in like our 700th episode, fans are gonna be like, "Yo, yeah, like when did you hop on the LOZ train?" Now it wasn't like the 300s, so you guys could keep talking shit, but when we're down the line, this is actually gonna be very necessary. Just putting that out there. By the time we're in like episode 1000, you guys are gonna look back and like, "Hey, remembers when you guys thought that shit was arbitrary? Now look." But yeah, fucking for all time, we're gonna get into that. Can't wait. Fucking huge revelation at the end. But first, just a big announcement. I actually finished Titan season 1. Finally.
Nice.
Fucking took me forever. Took me forever. I fucking loved it. Do you guys want my thoughts, or should we wait till we zoom in and out of the trailer? Up to you guys. Should I indulge your brains or?
Right, because for the fans out there, right, because the Titans official season 3 trailer just came out. We reviewed a teaser before, but now we have the full trailer for this next season, which I honestly haven't seen yet. And so we're ready to discuss that. I don't know, Rob, what do you want? Do you want to hear his thoughts now or after?
I say we activate the Zoom tube.
I could respect that, Dub. All right, fans. We're going to go watch this trailer as usual. We'll be right back. Oh, fuck. Woo. Shit. My usual fucking expletive of curse words from shock that has to do with the tube and usually just because of the awesomeness that we see when we go in the tube. That was a movie trailer. That wasn't even a trailer for a season. Shit, like
yo, I have hopes again for Titans. Like seriously, this trailer looked better than all of season 2.
Which, thanks to Miguel hating season 2 so much and prophesizing it ad nauseum, I get to enter that shit with a very low bar of expectations. So I'm gonna have so much fun watching that shit. And yo, that Superboy. Even though he's just like a generic buff, like Midwestern white dude on the low, but it's so comic book accurate. It's like straight out of Young Justice. It's straight like fuck it. That damn yo props. And I'm so glad that Starfire got rid of the fucking fur coat.
Yeah, I think she gets rid of that in season 2.
Right.
Yeah, season 1. I was hoping it didn't come back.
Right.
Okay. I was hoping it didn't come back, but thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, it stays gone. Yeah. Rod, what did you think of this trailer?
There's a lot going on. I mean,
so much.
They're hitting. Well, they're going at the usual pace, right? Because we got Robin season 1, Nightwing season 2. We got Jason Todd season 2. Then now we're getting him as Red Hood in season 3, and then we're getting Tim Drake. So they're kind of like it's one season. Fuck. So by next season, Tim Drake should be Robin.
Red Robin, like straight up,
right?
Red Robin. And speaking of Nightwing,
well, one more thing, especially because his character is supposed to bring Bruce Wayne back out of darkness, and as we can see, some fuckery goes on in this trailer where maybe Bruce has to kill the Joker or some shit. I don't know. Fuck. He quits.
Well, I don't know about him killing the Joker, right? We don't maybe, right? Because wasn't that like the dream world Dick Grayson was in? Which I think that's season 2, actually. Because
season 1, that's the end of season 1.
The end of season 1. Yeah, so we don't know. But I don't think so. I think from the trailer, it seems that he quits, which I'm gonna say not very Batman-like. I don't know, like for him to just straight up quit. Like I need to remember if that happened in the comic books, but not really. I don't think so. But it makes sense as long as hopefully they tell the story well. And hopefully they introduce Tim Drake in a cool way, brings him back. It'd be cool to see Sir Jorah as Batman, in the actual suit, maybe at the end of the season. And then we get proper Robin, Tim Drake in the next season. But fuck, Red Hood looked dope. I got some like Punisher vibes, and when he was there, fucking taking care of whoever were the fucking mob people there, I liked it. I think it looks fucking good, and he had a different kind of voice too.
Dude, like as much as like when I first saw this version of Jason Todd, I'm like, who's this male model Zoolander ass kid with like the exaggerated hair and facial features and shit? But then when I saw like how savage he could be, I was like, whoa. When he did like the back breaking shit with the knees, good God, that was some dark shit. And then seeing where he's going, I have really high like this show's starting to almost be rated R. And speaking of Nightwing, Rod, I see that you also got your hands on some similar Wayne tech.
Right. I'm wearing some legit gym gear right here. Chaz, you got to remind me the name of the company. But this is the Grayson workout like long sleeve t-shirt. So
Facts.
Shout out.
I believe they're called the Super X Apparel because I'm rocking the Stewart hoodie, which I'm a Green Lantern stan almost, I guess, to Quarter Pal Dayspring. Yes. But yeah, I've always wanted to look like a Green Lantern. Go check us out on YouTube. I'm basically on Oa. This is the closest I've ever come to cosplaying because I'm so lazy. And this is basically what I would look like as a Green Lantern. So go check that shit out. Shout out to Super X Apparel. I've always wanted some of your shit, and I finally got it. Rod too. We look awesome in it. You guys are awesome. And good job on making non-licensed shit at such high quality. It works.
Yeah, I thought it would make a good cosplay shirt. So that's why I got it. Like, I don't know. It's a bit loud for the gym, but it's pretty dope. Bro. Like, it's better than you'd probably order. It's probably better than what you order from like eBay or something, like a Nightwing cosplay. Don't order your costumes, people. Just try and put them together.
Facts.
Much more fulfilling.
And I don't think it's too loud for the gym because you're Nightwing and he goes to Blink and trains.
Damn. In the heights.
Fuck yeah, but yeah, dude. Yeah. Big shout out to Super X Apparel. We love you guys shit. You guys are awesome. But fucking and hopefully, who knows? What if in Titans we might get like a glimpse of Green Lantern some way, somehow? You never know. They could throw in like one of the big wigs. Like, you know what I mean? We've never gotten any Green Lantern. So it would seem like maybe the Titans to be working with a lantern, that'd be pretty dope.
That'd be pretty dope, depending on seeing how these universes connect, right? Because like HBO Max is making a Green Lantern show, right? Which is like,
look at that,
like Green Lantern Corps show or something. It's supposed to be Green Lanterns from different eras. Remember, Guy Gardner's going to be on in it, Alan Scott, and I don't remember who else. And because one thing I do want to say, because it might be a possibility, is at least looking from the trailer, I feel like I could tell, because this is the first time they're on HBO Max, right, from the get-go, right? Because before season 1 and 2 were on the DC Universe app, and so now it's on. So I feel like it's got that HBO money, that HBO quality. It looked better, man. My only concern is like what happened in season 2, which you've heard me talk about this, just not spoiler, is that there was too many stories at once, and I worry. Because look, just give me the Jason Todd shit. Like, that's fucking cool enough. But they have that whole backstory with Starfire and what's her sister's name? Black Star or Blackfire?
Blackfire.
Yeah, like, I hope that doesn't. Because honestly, even through season 2, the little bit we got of that story, I was like, I don't care. Like, yeah, like, it's not really that. Well, like, why do I care? Like, how was this relevant to like? Because we had Deathstroke and that's epic. I'm like, give me more Deathstroke, and like, and they introduced a Superboy. I'm like, that's cool, but still, even the Superboy story was a little bit, it's all right,
dude. And to be honest, I even kind of felt like that about what's her name, Black Star, during the actual Teen Titan cartoons. Like, whenever they bring her up, I'm like, I'm not a fan of the Starfire oriented, like, well, not the Starfire oriented episodes. I don't care about Coriander. Like, I don't like. I care about the spice. I don't care about her planet.
Yeah,
Like,
Look, all I want then is to focus on that story and like give me that story well. But come on, like you're introducing Red Hood, like a fucking
Word.
fan favorite, and they're introducing us also to Scarecrow, which seems like in a pretty epic way, like how they're using Scarecrow to help solve, I guess, these crimes that Red Hood is committing. Like I am intrigued as fuck, and we got Oracle as fucking Commissioner Gordon, like. Why do I care about Starfire and her home planet and all
Yeah.
that stuff? Like,
See?
she's a princess.
That's why the show is kind of busy, right? Because they're trying to
Yeah.
do two things. They're trying to
Yeah.
appease the Gotham fans, because let's keep it real. This is why we're watching. Because everything we just
Yes!
mentioned, Red Hood, Oracle, Scarecrow, that's basically another Gotham show. But they kind of got to stay true to the Teen Titans lore part of it too, which it is. It doesn't. I don't know. It's not as entertaining, like you said, but you don't have the Titans if you don't have like Starfire, Raven, their stories.
Oh, no,
Unfortunately, they don't have Cyborg on this team because well, they haven't met him in this universe yet. But yeah,
Word.
these are like the
Well, they did right in season 1. No, they had that episode with the Doom Patrol.
wait,
Cyborg-
Cyborg wasn't in that one though.
Really?
It was
I don't
Robot
think
Man,
so.
wasn't it? I don't remember
I
Cyborg being in that
thought
episode.
Cyborg was in that. I don't know.
I thought he premiered with Doom Patrol. But
Oh,
anyway,
that's a good point. That's a good point. You're right.
Yeah, but
I'm stoked about all the Gotham shit. Now go ahead.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I'm interested in every other Titan's backstory except Starfire. Like, give me all the Raven, give me all the Garth, give me all of that shit. I don't care about Starfire's background.
Or my only problem is, or do it in a way that's connected to the story.
Yeah.
Imagine season 1, it was Dick Grayson's and Raven's story, no? Like it's how they connected, and it brought back the Teen Titans, and so that was cool, no? And even Donna Troy's story in the second season kind of connects to the larger story in a more way. But like even Starfire's story was more like, okay, like you just kind of have to explain it there. But you make a good point also, because I'm wondering, back in the day in the comic books, I'm also thinking though, originally, come on, let's be real, I'm sure people went to read Teen Titans because it had Robin and because it had Kid Flash. You know, like
OG.
those were exactly the people are like, well, Robin and Flash, fuck yes, I'm gonna read this shit. And then over time, probably they're like all into all the other members.
Yeah, Mark Wolfman and George Perez. Yeah, they came out, I think after their X-Men run, they came out with their Teen Titans run, and they introduced these new characters, which were, you know, the famous ones: Raven, Cyborg, Starfire, and Beast Boy. No, Beast Boy was like in Doom Patrol or some shit. He was like made before that.
I don't know. Not sure.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the kid that plays Beast Boy. I enjoy his acting a lot.
Word.
And dude, fucking Donna Troy in season 1 blew my mind. Also, the whole Hawk and Dove storyline, like you see, for example, okay, that shit is completely disconnected from the show, but it's so engaging.
Yo, I love that episode.
You see what I'm saying? Like, fuck, like both episodes with them. And mind you, it was only 2 episodes, and their story, once again, completely disconnected, just like Starfire, but their shit was so deep. It was wild. That shit was great. And to be honest, I'm a bit surprised I'm seeing Hank in season 3, because I didn't see him going that far. Like, yo, this dude's an alcoholic. He's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not his fault. Like, yo, the fucking vigilante game is crazy. I thought he was gonna die.
No, and that's a good point. Also, I don't know, maybe it would help, because you're right. At least in season 1, their story was contained within like 1-2 episodes, and then that was it. No, and I think I felt for Starfire, at least you'll notice in season 2 when you get into it, it's kind of all throughout, a little bit here and there, but there was just too much shit fucking going on overall. Let's just hope season 3, you know, at least, because you're right, season 1 had other stuff going on too, not just Raven and Dick. But I'm hoping season fucking 3 goes back to the way the first season. And you're right, fucking I love Donna Troy. Personally, fucking have a huge crush on her. Fucking Connor Leslie, an amazing actress. You are beautiful.
Word.
I love watching the show for you too.
Yeah, yo, her acting was wavy. I would have appreciated if they explained her origin a little bit better, because like she has superpowers. So is she part Amazon? Is she a meta? They were like, they just mentioned
season 2.
Oh, they explain all that shit?
Some of it. They get into it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, cool.
All right, but Ches, now I'm curious. So what did you think of season 1? You finally saw it.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Rate it. What would you rate it?
Oh no, it took me forever to finish. So I digested that shit mad slowly. That shit gets like a solid 8.5. Like I don't give it a 9 because
Trigon.
No.
Wait.
No, but remember,
How am I
Trigon
spoiling it?
basically
Yeah.
season 2
Yeah.
starts with the season finale.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this because it's very specific. That was just 0.5 of a point. I enjoy the actress that plays Starfire. She does an amazing job. Her mannerisms and body language annoy the shit out of me.
I'm sensing a
To the-
trend.
I
No,
know,
yeah, like-
dude.
no,
What's
like,
going
it-
on, man?
No. Like it distracts
The only
me.
black character on the show.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Ches.
That's
The
exactly.
fans were upset about this. You know, the vocal minority.
No. Once again, keep her as Starfire. All of it. Like I'm with it. Her body language.
Are
is
you
mad
with it?
extra.
Though? Are you with it? It doesn't sound like it.
Oh, you mean the same way that you were like not so with like the new Batwoman? Kind of like after you saw it, like
Yeah, I
the
saw it.
character-
She was terrible. She was.
You
a
see, that's what I'm saying.
terrible,
And
terrible.
she's not a terrible Starfire. It's just her nuances. I can like it takes me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like she's trying to redo the entire character. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, be Starfire. There's mad precedent set.
Oh, yeah.
That,
I can see that.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like,
She's definitely
Right.
not like the comic book version.
No.
Yeah, the comic book version is like Earth is very foreign to her, so she's always trying to understand what's happening in every situation.
exactly.
Whereas this Starfire is more like a femme fatale.
Yes.
She actually is she's sent. Wait, I don't know if this is season 2 spoiler. No, it's season 1.
Yeah, she was
So-
sent to kill Raven and shit. Right?
Yeah, Raven's like a Phoenix type threat or whatever because you're gonna
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Trigon and Starfire's supposed to stop her or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, and I went all
But
of that.
I
That's,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But she's Starfire in name only.
That's a very good point. Exactly.
Word.
Like in Powers, right? Too, but not. She's not acting at all like the
At
character that we've
all,
seen
like-
in the comics, in animated movies, in the Teen Titans Go, cartoon and that kind of stuff. It's not really Starfire.
And then remember, when Trigon takes over Dick Grayson's mind, she's still in that fantasy. I like the way that she was playing that version of Starfire. Was she still Starfire or that police officer, whatever? Because remember that Dick is still interacting with her, but her as quote unquote Starfire, the way she acts out the character, no, like it's whack. See, when I fleshed it out, motherfuckers agree. Fuck both.
No, I don't agree. I'm just like I understand your
agree.
point. but
We don't
nah,
want to
nah.
cancel you now, though. We get it. We know what you mean. It's not. You're not being racist
and this
this time.
This is what Rogan means by being able to stretch things out. So we don't
Sounds
get hot.
dirty.
So we don't get hot
What are you trying to
snippets.
stretch out?
Yeah, facts. I have to engorge my point.
Oh, all right. And anyway, so with that, when does Titan season 3 come out?
This is gonna be August 12th. Fact check me on this. A day after Marvel's What If.
Oh,
So it's gonna be,
damn.
all right, Ches,
DC
do you
didn't
have
want
a?
to go head to head. They're like, nah, let's do the day after, bros.
Bro,
What if-
they're like, come on, let's not be dumb. Let's not be stupid. Ches, so you got like 3 weeks, basically 4 weeks to finish season 2
Bro.
because we all have to watch season 2 together,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Bro, that's light work. I didn't get into Game of Thrones until the first episode of season 8.
Jesus.
Let that sink in.
Christ.
Let that shit let that marinate in your.
Damn, so
dumb
you weren't
piece a little
into it
bit.
that whole time?
No. I just
You
didn't want to get
watched stoically.
Yeah, I just didn't
will
want to
get into this.
No. I just didn't want to get HBO, right? So then when season 8 came out, that's when I got HBO, and then I binge watched all of that shit in one shot.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
This
fuck
shit
that.
looks- Yeah.
All right. Well,
And
fuck
then I
it.
canceled on him like that raw.
All right. now we're back. Now we're back because thanks to
Facts.
HBO Max. Shit.
One more
Yeah.
point. I
Do
was
it.
just thinking about this. What if HBO saw the success of the CW Arrowverse and they're just doing a juiced up version on HBO Max?
That's what
You
I
know what
think
I mean?
it is. That's the
Like
perfect
their Green Lantern
description.
show is gonna be their Flash show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
my
Yeah,
god.
the seeds were planted with the DC Universe app, the now gone DC Universe app, because they had their show Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, and Titans.
Titans
So now that they
and
adopted
Stargirl.
children, yeah, and Stargirl now, and HBO Max adopted them essentially, right? But their original shows are going to be that Oa show,
Right.
other ones we've spoken about. There's an animated one,
Right. Well, there's the Batman animated new one, and there's a
Batman
Superman
animated
animated
one,
one as well.
Batgirl.
Exactly. Yeah.
and
And
they're
there's
getting
gonna
a
be
Gotham
the
PD show, right? Yeah.
right with the when we talked a
Yep.
lot, inspiration for our first book club. Exactly. And they're also getting a Peacemaker show. Remember with Cena and with James Gunn too. So
Nice.
so they're
Dude,
building
see-
it, man. Hell yes. And I'm all fucking for it, man. I'm really glad because Titans, regardless how much if I, dislike season 2, I still enjoyed it, and it was so fun to watch. And Doom Patrol's fucking it's an amazing show. I really love that show's fucking cool. And now knowing that HBO Max is gonna put some money into it too, like I don't know. I'm expecting fucking finally DC's gonna be really stepping up with their shows and not just in the corny cheesy way in the Arrowverse, which are good, but they're their own way.
Dude, Jesus, like just fucking thinking about that gives me like a little bit of goosebumps because imagine the scope of the crossovers in the HBO Max verse. Imagine like a Titan Green Lantern Gotham PD crossover. Like, fuck.
With it.
That's highly unlikely though, only because
Don't crush my dreams.
the Gotham show
hesitate.
is tied to the Batman, Robert Pattinson, right? Whereas the
We
Titans,
think, yeah.
Nightwing will not. He won't be part of that lore. They're gonna flesh out like a Holder Dick Grayson, if they do, as part of the Robert Pattinson universe. Because how would they like reconcile that? That'll be weird.
Loki,
Like-
super DC nerd shit. DC could use one character to justify all that shit.
Zoom.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Nope. Well, maybe if they introduce Pariah.
The Crisis guy.
Yep. If they introduce Pariah, who literally hops in between the multiverse, boom, they could actually justify that shit.
And do
Listen
you
up,
want
DC.
Tom Cavanaugh Pariah from fucking the Flash Arrowverse world? Because that'd
Yeah,
be kind of
word.
cool. Then connect.
Now, see,
all that
right
shit.
there, right there. Look at that. Boom, right there. Perfect.
Technically, remember we did see the Titans universe get destroyed in Crisis
Facts.
at the beginning, and then they got brought back thanks to fucking Stephen Amell Arrow becoming Spectre and fucking Flash and his team of the Paragons, whatever it was. Damn, these Arrowverse shows, thanks to them, we're getting a Titan season 3.
Look at that shit, dude. And I completely fucking forgot that Tom Cavanaugh had played Pariah. Yo, shout out to Tom Cavanaugh. Yo, before I saw him on Flash, the last time I saw that dude was in Scrubs, playing JD's older brother.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
I remember that episode.
Yeah. He was in a few episodes. That's the last time I fucking. And then I'm like, wait, is that the dude from Scrubs? Holy shit! But I appreciated his acting on that show. That shit was fucking awesome. Deep cut on the low.
Hell yes. All right, well, we got our fucking season 3 fucking review for fucking trailer. Now I think we gotta dive in to the epic that everyone's been fucking waiting. They've been on the edge of their seats to hear what the LOC thinks of the Loki season fucking finale. Rod has thoughts.
Wait.
Yeah.
I just want to.
All right, go ahead.
I just want to third word this by saying that if we were to have been in a casino betting on Mephisto, we would have lost our homes, our wives, our jobs, our savings.
Damn, 3 shows in, still Mephisto. Fuck.
Mephisto's in Armor Wars. I'm going fuck.
I still feel maybe we'll get Mephisto down the road.
At some point, for sure, right? He has to. At
Oh, of
this
course,
point,
yeah, like-
almost every character is gonna appear at some point.
And that is too juicy of a tool to not use story-wise. That's insane. But yeah, so it's almost guaranteed that he's going to be inserted somewhere eventually. So it's like we're not totally wrong in the biggest picture, technically.
But yeah, let's dive into this review of Loki episode 6, the finale, for all time, always. This review is brought to you by the drink of the week on a Monday.
Exactly. Yeah. One hell of a Monday too. Like sometimes you want to end the fucking first work day well, and also to end season 2 of the LOC. We're going with a fan favorite. By fan favorite, my favorite. We're almost, I need to probably refill in a second. We got Basil Hayden's fucking dark rye whiskey. I'm telling you, this has been like so far still my favorite whiskey. I keep buying different whiskeys. This is the one that we're ending season 2 with. Basil Hayden's, we love you. I know you don't love us back, but I love you. And I enjoyed this while watching Loki fucking season finale. Let's get into it.
Facts. And if any fans want to reach out with us concerns regarding Miguel's drinking, please feel free to comment on our Drink of the Week post. And also feel free to reach out to us at legiononzoom@gmail.com. We will make sure he gets all your messages.
With all your concerns, if you have recommendations for better whiskey, feel free to email them at us.
Yeah. Please do not send pictures of your genitals to legiononzoom@gmail.com.
Those will be forwarded to Rod immediately. And by the way, it's the finale of season 1 of Loki because fuck, it's getting a season 2.
Yeah. So that in and of itself, I have thoughts, I have comments, I have questions. Blowing. But obviously, before we begin, just to let everybody know, if you haven't seen season finale of Loki, what the fuck? It was, obviously, you've all seen it. But obviously,
spoiler alert here.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Let's get into it.
Dude, fucking my mind was blown. You, Miguel, called that shit from deep and also threatened to riot, which I thought about. I'm glad there was no chaos in the streets. It would have been a one-man riot, just a drunken Mexican rampage
through the Bronx, gang. Fucking shit up.
Just yelling Kang and cops confused. But, dude, we got Kang.
Word, because fans out there, you know, now that you're done with the series, there's no reason why not to reminisce with all the ways we went wrong and all the ways we went right. So go to our YouTube and check out, you know, all the LOZ reviews for the Loki show for the season. And from early on, if Kang was not fucking introduced, I was gonna riot because I couldn't deal with it again. Like after Mephisto, fuck. And also because it was fucking ridiculous. It was so all about time. Like how are you gonna wrap this up without it being Kang? You know, but thankfully they did. Well, also actually, technically, right? If we're getting technical, it's maybe not Kang, right? Or at least not the version King the Conqueror that we saw.
It's a Kang.
It's
a Kang.
Well, it's Nathaniel Richards, right? That's the name of the. All right, so before we get into it too deep, right? So for the fans, obviously the biggest thing, they made it to the fucking end of time, and they met the person in charge of all of it, the TVA, everybody who was in charge. Got the He Who Remains, played by Jonathan Mayers, who we know what cast as Kang the Conqueror, who original birth given name is Nathaniel Richards. That's his name. And then he has all these different surnames as Kang the Conqueror, Immortus, and now He Who Remains as well.
There was a great post about that up on our Instagram if you guys want to go check it out, where it lists all of Kang's appearances, and well, not all of them, but the most prominent versions in chronological order, I believe. But yeah, also on a quick side note, his decor color scheme is gold. I did not know that I was in love with black and gold marble until I saw the inside of Chronopolis. That shit is to be envied. I was feeling that color scheme. But also, did you guys notice that one of the statues was broken?
Yeah.
Right. They didn't touch on that at all. Like
they walk in, right, and we see 3 timekeeper statues and then a 4th one who's a broken one. Not really sure. I have theories on what that means, but not 100% sure. Because
I've been swirling around that in my head a little bit. Could it have been just like a remnants of a battle? Like, because the timekeepers are fake. So it's like, why did he have statues of them? You know, like, that's odd. And I got a very shout out to the Wizard of Oz. Who wrote that shit? The author of the Wizard of Oz. Shout out to whoever wrote the Wizard of Oz, because the whole interaction with Kang was clearly pulled out from that, you know, like Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and they see Richard Pryor. That's from the movie, not from the book. But I think that was very inspired by that. I got a very Wizard of Oz meeting the wizard vibe, except that this dude is actually extremely powerful, unlike the wizard.
Yes, exactly. To just show. I want to know Rod's thoughts, because Rod has
I have questions
thoughts.
because Nathaniel Richards is what, like a grandson to Reed Richards?
All right,
shit.
so it gets complicated, right? So
Go for
I've been doing my best to try to disentangle thing online reading, but because apparently Kang's history is convoluted to begin with. Like it is, and there's no real way. It's a lot of like kind of retconning and figuring things out. So his real name's Nathaniel Richards. Apparently, in one version of reality or whatever, he is the descendant of Reed Richards, and also related to Doom as well. So it's like a Reed Richards Doom great grandson or some shit like that. Unclear. Okay. Also, there's other speculations that people also say that it might be actually Reed's father, whose name is Nathaniel Richards, who also is a time traveler himself. So, but apparently it's like in versions of realities, different Earths, you know, that's the case. But like the proper 616 Kang, I don't think it's been officially like defined. All we know is that's his name, you know. That's or at least one of them.
Yeah, because I thought I had a super hot take, but apparently I do not. So
damn.
My hot take was that this is a Reed Richards that we're seeing. That Jonathan Majors is going to be Reed Richards.
Oh,
just because of the Jonathan Hickman run of Fantastic Four, where he meets his multiversal selves, and some of them are evil. I think one of them even becomes like Immortus or something like that. I forget. It's really good run, one of the best of that I've read for Fantastic Four. But yeah, I figured that, you know, it just makes a lot of sense to just, he is a Reed, and you know he had like this like consortium of other Reed Richards, right? Like,
and so that's comic accurate though. So I also kind of got a little bit misled by that because I didn't know, but you're right, exactly. In the Jonathan Hickman run, we get Reed Richards creating the Council of Reeds, right? Which is this epic group of Reed Richards across the fucking multiverse, right?
Oh shit! What?
Yeah.
What if that's what inspired the Council of Wells on the Flash show?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're right. It might have come from that. But actually, even before that, Kang had a Council of Kangs. Actually, already.
What the fuck?
So that's kind of what they were alluding to here. Like he had the Council of something Kangs. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, word.
And so they did do that too. So regardless of it being, if they want to go that route and have him become Reed Richards, which I would kind of be down for. Even if not,
first, people.
Yo, shit.
Hot take.
Regardless, this is the closest we've gotten to the Fantastic Four. Like they gotta do this.
Dude,
and I thought
that's insane.
Yeah, I thought the premise of him as a villain. Well, he's kind of like not necessarily a villain in this version of himself. He's trying to maintain an order that benefits him, but he's not like an overlord. Like, well, the TVA are like enslaved by him. Fuck. But what I'm trying to say is that because of the actions of the episode, apparently a true evil Kang may be unleashed, right? Because of what the two Lokis end up doing. But yeah, so I thought it was just a great idea to make a villain who's protecting the universe from his multiversal selves. I know you're always talking about the one, Ches. Yeah, kind of like this shit or something. But yeah, I think that's a really cool story. Like when he was narrating like his origin or what he wanted them to know about it or whatever, I thought that shit was really cool, man.
That shit was like the intro for the movie The One with Jet Li. Fans, don't watch the whole movie because it's kind of trash. But watch like the first like 5 minutes where they explain the multiverse. It's so lit. Like that concept was very well done the way they did it story-wise. And also, Rod, you kind of called it too, where there was like they had a moment where they were like in the Matrix. They walked in, they sat with the architect, and he explains, but they didn't go that far. Like they didn't make it as verbose. Like they made it easier to digest. They had a PowerPoint presentation.
Right.
Like
Yeah, there were
it
two
was nice.
doors. He's like, you can go through
Fact.
this door or that door. What do you want to do?
Right. And
Yeah,
then
facts.
what I loved about it all too is like even at the end, we don't know how much of it was true or not, right? Because I did also get that feeling that he was still kind of lying at some points. Because even at one point he did say, like, he straight up said, "All right, I fibbed." Like that he was lying about like not knowing, knowing everything, right? Because he's like, "Oh, we passed the threshold. Now I don't know." I still feel he was. Maybe some things he's lying because, right, we don't really know why did he want to quit, right? He left it up, right? First of all, he said the Lokis were meant to get there, right? Is that true or is that not, right? We don't know, right? It made it seem like that's exactly what he wanted, and then he said like giving them the choice to become the new Time Lord type things, or to just kill him and then see what happens. It's like, why would he want to quit, right? We still don't know that. What's his deal? I think it might have something to do with Rabona, Renslayer, who's the judge, who in the comic books, he's like in love with and shit. So maybe because also we saw that Miss Time thing, right? The little digital shit. Miss Minutes, exactly. Gave Rabona the like some documents, and she's like, "This isn't what I needed." She's like, "But that's what we think you need. This will benefit you." And then she leaves. We don't know what Kang gave her or anything. So we're like, all right.
Word, I hadn't even thought of that because remember, because then she left and she was like, I'm gonna go find out some shit. And then like, what if he knew that he was gonna die? Like, I know at some point he didn't say, okay, I don't know what happens here, but he kind of like he extrapolated that he was gonna get murdered. So he sent her on a path to find a way to end the multiversal war. Like knowing that it was gonna happen, because I think so. It's kind of the fuck shit with time travel is like things can happen instantaneously. Because remember, at the end of the episode, they forget who even Loki was, and you already have a Kang that took over the TVA in the instant that he got back from the room. So like, what the fuck? Like, that's insane. It's like, did things change that quick?
Yeah, that's the part that's for me. I'm also just confused, and I love it, right? About how the multiverse, we saw the multiverse fucking come to life. Loki already stepped into one of it, a different Earth, right? That's already Kang's running the TVA there. Proper Kang the Conqueror, right? Because the outfit that we saw Jonathan Majors have at the end, He Who Remains, was very actually Immortus like, which is the old. Technically, as far as we can know, the versions of Kang that we know is like the youngest one becomes actually is like a hero. He was a member of Young Avengers, Iron Lad. So he had this Iron Man armor. And then after him, we have I think it's Ramatut. I think he goes to the past and becomes fucking a pharaoh and shit. Which also I like. I'm glad that Jonathan Majors is the one, because it makes more sense for someone to be black and rule in the past, like in ancient Egypt, than a white person. So so then it makes sense historically. Like, so that's another one. Then there's the Scarlet Centurion, I think, who would be the next age chronologically, who's I don't remember what his deal is. Then we get Kang the Conqueror, and then the last one is the oldest version of him is Immortus. Who in the comic books technically actually works with He Who Remains, He Who Remains was basically designated by the timekeepers to protect like the time stream, and so he works with Immortus. So right now, what they did in the comic book, in the show, they mix them both together, right? Very a la Sylvie, with Enchantress / Lady Loki, which I'm with it.
Word, I'm kind of digging this new like tactic of like transfiguration or amalgamation of characters, like where they just like mush them together, but they have to be careful with what two characters they do it with so it works. And you could tell they put a lot of thought into it, like who could we cut, or like not even who could we cut, what character could we absorb into another one, not even mix them, because if you think about it, it's more layered than that. They're absorbing one character into another one, which I'm enjoying that. And a quick shout out to Feige, because I remember where I saw on the Insta webs where it was like he just had a meeting with the whole production crew or whatever, or like all his generals of his army, so to speak, on all the rules for the multiverse. So they know that they're on like very thin ice, and any crazy fuck up could like send shit just catapulting into total anarchy. Make no sense. So they established a lot of hard rules that we're gonna get to see. And now I think I'm understanding the grandeur of the Eternals movie. They broke time. Maybe that let the you know what I mean? Like maybe that's why they're getting involved. Like, whoa.
Right. And then we got to question whether or not like any of the upcoming movies take place in the same timeline. Like how deep is this gonna go? Like how soon will they be referenced in the other movies?
Facts. Because remember, in the Eternals trailer, they showed them in different stages of time and shit.
All right, so I'm gonna blow your minds right now, just because I'm fucking right now. After this, I went on my Marvel Unlimited app because I don't know Kang all that well. I know a few things here and there. Most of the more contemporary shit that's been written, but I'm like, yo, there's like mad history there because he is one of the classic Avengers villain. He's not much of a Fantastic Four villain. He's more of an Avengers villain. And I didn't really start reading Avengers until like the Bendis run, and so I'm reading now, like on Marvel Limited, there's this story called Citizen Kang. It's just kind of like very Citizen Kane, right? Like,
nice.
Just as good as the Orson Welles film. That includes the Eternals to some degree, because it has members of the Avengers traveling through different points in time, and then they encountered the Eternals at those stages in history. Like I just read this issue with Captain America meeting Gilgamesh, who's like the historical Gilgamesh from like Mesopotamia, like back in those days, who is an Eternal, who he's in the movie. And so it's like, shit, like I would love to see that shit. Like, how is that going to get involved? And like you're saying, exactly, now the time's like the time's been broken. Like, that's why the Eternals are going to get involved. I don't know.
Like, bro, I just call goosebumps again because it's like, when they announced the Eternals movie, people were like, why the fuck are they making an Eternals movie? Even though it's epic and it's grandeur, we were like, okay, they're trying to mine for obscure characters, and that's awesome. Turn around, when you look back on it, they're making an Eternals movie because they were going to break time at the end of Loki. Fucking Feige. Damn.
Also, the question comes to whether, is it breaking time, right? Because remember, what was it? I think in the episode, the Lamentus episode, right when they're about to like make out or whatever, is it incest? I don't know what it is, maybe, right? But like the two Lokis that they're like talking about, like they're having this beautiful moment before the doors open. Sylvie says something about like life wants to break free or something, or wants chaos, and so it makes me feel like it's not that time was broken, it's that it got restored. Like the natural state of things is the multiverse, not this constrained, sacred, quote unquote, timeline, right? Like, and so now things are freed to how they used to be, how they should be. Hopefully this brings fucking, what's those big ass cosmic beings? Like fucking
damn, the ones that are above the Eternals, the Celestials.
Well, no, not Celestials. I'm thinking above that. Like there's one being that like
the Justice League.
Snyder.
He comes through the fucking multiverse. Damn.
No, because there is exists eternity exists. Exactly. That eternity, who's an entity who includes all of the universes and within him. And like stuff like that. So it's like, fuck. Like there's this awesome image, actually, we'll have it up here, from Al Ewing's Ultimates run, where eternity is chained. I don't remember by who it was. And so it might be, I don't know, like, fuck, it's gonna get complicated and crazy.
Bro, just a snippet, eternity is chained. That's some Trivium level fucking English right there. Yo, shout out to Trivium. Shout out to Matt Heafy. Anyway, but yo, like the scope of this shit is getting massive. Damn, yo, do you think that they would go that big? Because okay, so like, all right, so for the fans, there is both in DC and Marvel, one tends to be a bit messier than the other. I'd say Marvel, but maybe they're getting it in order now. They have a cosmic order. So it's like, so above people like Thor and shit like that, who are technically gods with a small g, you have people like the Eternals, who then above that, you have people like the Celestials. Then above the Celestials, you would have like the Living Tribunal. Then above the Living Tribunal, you would have like elemental ancient concepts of existence, like eternity itself.
Yeah, there's actually chaos and order, death. You're right, exactly. There's all these concepts, abstracts of fucking that are personified in the Marvel universe.
Dude, yo, damn. Do you think they would go that far? That's that Gaiman-esque shit.
Yes, I hope so. And just to correct you too, I wouldn't put Eternals above Thor and their god and like the Asgardian gods. I think they're probably around the same. Yeah. Well, if anything, even I don't know, even Thor and Asgard would be bigger because Thor and all the Asgardians reincarnate after Ragnarok. It's a thing they go through and they do come back. They don't really ever really fully die. The Eternals only do that thanks to celestial technology because they were created by the Celestials from a mix of old, ancient, human, like I don't know, Neanderthal shit. I don't know.
All right, so let's get super nerdy though. Let's because there's layers to this shit. So I would say that the Eternals are above the Asgardians, but they're not above Odin because it's whoever possesses the Odin force that's the All-Father. You know what I mean? Like
all right.
Like, wait, so you mean like the Eternals are above the typical Asgardian, like a random like the barkeep?
OD. And to be honest, they would be above the court of gods, but not Odin.
But not Thor though, because the MCU Thor is like extremely powerful now after Ragnarok.
No,
He's one of the most powerful beings in
but that's
the
the thing. Not now, because now Thor has the Odin force. I would assume he's that Odin. But the Eternals would be above Thor in Thor 1.
I don't know about that.
We gotta wait and see the movie. I don't know that much. I can't debate this.
Yeah, no, and I gotta read. I read there was this one I think I mentioned before, which was I think written by Neil Gaiman and it was illustrated by John Romita Jr. in Eternals book. Fucking loved it. It was great. I would recommend it. And there's a current book right now, which I think is by Al Ewing, which I've been talking about him before. I also hope if you're watching this, you've been listening, going on our YouTube and going on our podcast, wherever you get your podcast, to check out our NCBD picks. And that's where I've been talking a lot about Al Ewing's current writings. And they he's doing an Eternals book right now. I think it's him. Or it's Kieran Gillen. I don't know. It's one of the British authors. I don't know. But for us to figure out more about Eternals right now. But dude, yes,
like it's fucking nuts. And by the way, I just thought about this shit and I'm just like, what? Like I can't even really fucking process it. Okay, so before I get into that, so another thing I'm starting to notice in the like larger scope of like the narrative in the comment sections of the intrawebs, a lot of fans are starting to process the end of Loki, and the general sentiment is legit like, this is a lot. Like,
right?
Like, it's awesome, but it's like, wait, what? Like, what's happening? And for like, how the fuck are they gonna work the scrolls into all this shit? We completely forgot about that. Like there's scrolls on Earth, time is broken, Nick Fury's on the fucking moon, like all that shit is like, wait, what? It's a lot.
And it might not necessarily need to be connected with the scrolls. I don't know. Like they might still be able to do like the regular like Moon Knight series is gonna come out, She-Hulk. I don't think they're all gonna have to do with all this. They're still the day-to-day lives that we want to see.
No, yeah, but remember though, those are individual heroes doing their thing. You got She-Hulk doing her thing in court. You got Moon Knight being crazy, rich, and handsome. But then at the same time, it's like, but the scrolls are like everywhere though. This is an event. So like, you know what I mean? Like Secret Invasion wasn't like it was a thing. It was like its own crisis in a way.
Imagine when Sylvie stabbed Immortus, it would have turned into a scroll. Oh,
fuck! No.
But one thing about back to the episode one, I did love how it opened everything up. Jonathan Majors, right? He did a fucking great job, and I still think he's Reed Richards. I'm calling it now. It didn't necessarily resolve things with the Loki show. But that's okay because we're getting a season 2, hopefully not too far in the future. But yeah, it just kind of had I don't. It kind of felt like a mid-season finale to me. But again, this of the 3 shows we've had so far, this is definitely the best of the 3.
What? Nah, I'm
Easily.
still nah with it. Like I loved all this, but I this is still the show I like the least out of the 3.
No. For me, I like. Okay, you know what? Let's do this then. Fucking. So let's rate the Disney Plus verse MCU thus far. So for me, it would go Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision.
Damn. Fuck. All right, Rod, get better.
Loki, WandaVision, Falcon.
Shit. I would actually. I think I would go WandaVision, Falcon, and Captain America and Winter Soldier, and then Loki. Because my reason, because you mentioned it right now, Rod. Because honestly, I think what did we love about the finale? What did we love about Loki? The potential, right? Like, what does this mean for the Marvel Universe? What are the next stories that it's gonna tell? Not so much about what happened right now, like the story in it of itself, from like a season from beginning to end, it was okay. Like, and so I'm mostly excited for what it's going to do, right? Like, which is fine, but I still think it's weak, you know? Like, I would want to know, I would, you know, with all the other shows, even if they don't impact too much the universe, which we know they will, right? But not as significantly as Kang, for sure. I enjoyed from beginning to end like them by themselves, you know, like if we were to think they're individual movies, like a movie we saw, like Loki would have been more like, oh, okay, like it just, what's the next thing then? Like it felt like all a major setup. It was all a setup, all preparing for the next stage of the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it differently because I never was. We kind of knew Kang was coming, but I was never like, oh my god, I gotta see Kang. Like the whole Mephisto thing, like this one was like, anybody could have been on the other side of that door. It could have been another Loki. It could have been
Nick
Mobius, Nick Fury. Yeah, I didn't think it had. For me, it wasn't about like the big payoff at the end. It was about the story between Loki and his undying love for himself. So much so that he traverses the multiverse to find himself in female form, to perhaps spend the rest of his life with himself. But I like the love story, and I love the aesthetics of the show.
Yes,
and obviously Tom Hiddleston is the strongest lead we've had in. Well, I'll take a step back because Elizabeth Olsen was amazing as Wanda, but still, man, fucking Tom Hiddleston. He's
dude. What about Paul Bettany, bro?
But Elizabeth Olsen, come on, like
she was the best.
Paul Bettany was kind of like
Evan Peters supporting. Too as the boner guy.
Wait for a second. So you dub Paul Bettany and you bring up Ralph Boner, Evan Peters.
Yeah. I love this character.
Wow. Okay. And I'm glad that, correct me if I'm wrong, all 3 of our lists were completely different.
Yes, and this is why you viewers and listeners check out the LOZ. We would love to actually know right now if you're watching it on YouTube right now. If you're seeing us on fucking Apple Podcasts, leave a comment section. We would like to know your rating. How would you rate these 3 shows? And then we will tally up to see who's the fucking correct one of us 3.
So what do you guys rate this episode? The finale.
10.
10.
Fuck. 10. Fuck. Because the consequences, the effects, the context, like everything, like I felt watching this episode the same way I felt like when they did any big reveal that we were in the theater watching a movie and shit. Like when they were talking to Loki, like I felt like it was like the build up when like Thanos was putting like the fucking stones in the gauntlet type shit. Like I felt anxious. Fuck, like 10.
Oh. Word, and actually, that's another. I wanted to ask you guys: do you guys think this is as big as that infamous after credit scene in Avengers, right, where we see Thanos, right? That we see Loki, like the whoever was in charge, talking to Thanos, like because for me, it kind of feels like it, right? Because this is he going to set up to be the next big bad of the MCU?
I mean, of course, he has to be. Like. There's no way you could like underplay the importance of Kang. I think the fans would riot at that point if there's a big bad that's not Kang. Like after this whole introduction, who's it gonna be?
Right. What do you think, Rod?
the Fantastic Four would be the next place. So whenever they get introduced, when does that come out? I already lost track of the phases.
There's no. They just said it's in the works. Like, but there's
Alright.
there's nothing. There's no information of who's like really writing it, other than John Watts is listed to be involved, which is the director of the last Spider-Man films. That's as much as we know. Oh, because that's the only thing I'm also a little bit confused now. Now that we're gonna get a Loki season 2, wait, so where is Kang? Where are we gonna get more Kang? Like, is it because he's gonna be an Ant-Man, I guess, right? But then season 2 Loki, but how is the main bad?
It could be all that shit. It could be all that shit because time. It could be all of that.
Was he credited as Kang or the one who remains on this episode?
Because I think He Who Remains was the way he was.
He who remains.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, but also fuck around. Disney's so epic that they could be like, yo, people are gonna look at the credits, just call him He Who Remains. Like straight up, like just to fuck with us. That's totally possible.
Yeah, maybe the first appearance of Kang proper is in the Ant-Man Quantumania.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I just fucking thought of something. So this, I don't know if I'm just me speculating wildly or maybe just a little dab of Occam's razors, like scaling up the way we're going. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, we're gonna get a proper Galactus event.
Hell yes.
Think about that. Because they have to go bigger than Kang. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, in the order of power, I see it as like Thanos with the gauntlet, Kang fucking with all of time in reality. Maybe Mephisto with like shit that has to do with like hell and shit like that. And then Galactus. A proper Feige-driven Galactus. Holy fuck.
Not to be a contrarian, which I usually am, but I put Kang over Galactus.
What?
Because Galactus threatens
I'm
Earth.
with you. Yeah.
Kang threatens the multiverse.
No. Kang, but that's the thing. Galactus doesn't threaten Earth. Galactus threatens the universe.
No.
It's not just Earth.
No.
Dude, he eats planets all the time.
But he can't consume the universe because that's his sustenance.
Yeah, he eats planets to stay alive. And then the other thing with Galactus, it's also he's not like evil. He does it he's a force of nature. He just needs to eat. You know, Kang is manipulating shit to do like it's more I don't know. Yeah, I would say Kang is above Galactus. I could see Galactus in a Fantastic Four movie. Like I'd probably be happy with that.
I don't know, bro. I think you guys are wilding because remember, I think that Galactus is older than Kang. Galactus's origin is he's the last survivor of the universe before the Big Bang. That shit matters, bro. I'm telling you, calling it.
Yeah, he's a force of nature.
He's also a multiversal traveler. That's how he became, right? He landed into the new Big Bang. And then he became Galactus.
He's the sole survivor of the other. Yeah.
Facts. Fuck, dude. This is just too much. Eventually, we need time off to process all this shit. Hence the season finale. It's too much. We can't take it. I'm gonna go cry in the fetal position.
Wait. All right. So Ches, you gave it a 10. I'm gonna give this episode, the finale. I'm gonna give it. Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I was gonna go 8.
All right. I was
debating a solid 9. Because it was like my 3rd or 4th favorite episode. It wasn't like even in the top. The top is the pilot or the first episode, then the Journey into Mystery episode 5, and maybe this one at 3, or maybe episode 2, whatever. But the whole season, I'd give that like an 8.5.
All right, and also just one more question before we call it. Best finale. Yo, fans, go to YouTube so you can see the thought enter Miguel and Ron's eyes.
Yeah.
Yo, they stopped being on a podcast when I asked them.
Damn, that's a tough one.
That's fuck. I go Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yo, I don't. Well, you're right.
One.
That was a good finale.
That was
kind of cheesy.
Episode.
I thought.
You're kind of cheesy.
I think I'm gonna go with WandaVision. Just because it had a cool multiverse. I mean, this one had the biggest multiversal teaser, but that one had like the first one because it apparently leads into Doctor Strange too. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Fuck.
in between. I don't know. I think I actually might even want to give it to this one just because of King and what it sets up and the bigger universe as a whole, I guess. But I don't know. I might have to. I don't know. Yeah, because WandaVision might have been the best. Because no, I'm gonna go with WandaVision. Because remember that finale? She had to see her kids and her fucking vision die, and that was intense. After battling Agatha Harkness epically, and then trapping her in that fucking Pleasantville fucking place. Like, no, that was epic. And like, we got Monica Rambeau being a badass too. No, I think WandaVision finale was the best so far.
And because you guys didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the both of you are racist. Cancel Miguel, cancel Rod. And on that note, fans, this is the season 2 finale. Love you, gentlemen. Love you guys. This is Ches. We'll see you in a bit. Catch us on Instagram, catch us on YouTube, all that usual nonsense. We love you. All that.
That's right. This is Miguel. We'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
That's right. Peace.
Deuces.